Lithuania, a country that's the southernmost of the 3 Baltic states. Its capital city, Vilnius, is a lovely place to visit at any time of year. But that's not why we're here. We're here to uncover the darker side of Lithuania, a clash between paganism versus Christianity.
So, what we like to do, obviously, is we like to do things that are a bit odd, a bit unusual, and this definitely fits in this category. What can you say about it, really? There's nowhere else I've ever seen or heard about that's anything like this. We've come like 3 hours on a train from Vilnius. It's -12, all that sort of stuff. Tommy, what do you think about it?
It's just in the middle of nowhere. It's not attached to anything. It's just in the middle of snow.
It is. And it probably looks more isolated for us because it is snowing. So the snow makes it look like it's in a sort of, it's an island in the middle of a sea. It's unique, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah. So the question is, why is this here? Well, it's a place of religion, but it's also a place of defiance. So they say that when there was the uprising against the Russian Empire by 1831, those rebels that had been killed, the Russians wouldn't allow them to be commemorated. So these crosses started appearing on this hill. And then since then, it's kind of happened again and again, because when the Soviets came in, they obviously, atheists, they don't really like religion, to say the least. So they bulldozed this place. And then overnight, the Lithuanian people have started planting crosses in again. So just a big show of defiance and a big emphasis on faith. They then bulldozed it again, and so they did it again. Then they bulldozed it again, so they did it again, and then the Soviets gave up. So you can kind of see that this is a way that they triumphed over a little bit of oppression that they had, especially on their religious beliefs. And then today, looking around, it does seem really organic, because it's just grown up like that, almost by accident, maybe a little bit of design. And so it feels like nowhere else I've ever been, to be honest.
Now, as if this place wasn't eerie enough, things were about to get a lot worse for us when we headed to the only cafe for miles around in search of warmth and sustenance.
All right, so here's the situation. We're in an absolute sea of snow. The lovely coffee place, I'm sure it is a lovely coffee place, is closed, apparently too much snow. So if it weren't for the fact that we've got Rimkiss, our friendly taxi driver, hopefully coming here to pick us up, we might be in a bit of a pickle, because it's really cold.
Now, we've been dropped off at the Hill of Crosses by a taxi driver, Remus, and we had only a verbal arrangement that this man would come back and pick us up. We could have been stranded in -15 degrees amid a sea of snow, with time ticking to get to our next location. But he was absolutely true to his word, and he was our saviour. He came and picked us up and took us on a 2-hour journey to find Užgavėnės.
Right, so we like to bring you the odd and the unusual and the obscure. So this is Užgavėnės. Probably never heard of it. I heard about it first from a Lithuanian friend of mine, and she said Užgavėnės is where we dress as a Jew or a gypsy. I'm sorry, what? And then she told me that it was about the death of winter and how they represent that. It's obviously got very, very deep sort of pagan and then Christian origins. So let's see what it's all about.
You may not know this, but Lithuania was the last country in the whole of Europe to become Christian. Now, on the surface, Užgavėnės now takes the place of Shrove Tuesday, but it's obvious that it goes way, way before they became Christian. And for 2 guys from the UK here, like fishes out of water, there was something about the vibe which felt very special, something about the vibe which felt quite infectious. The festival itself is all about burning an effigy which represents winter, And you can imagine with these harsh winters that they're glad to see the back of it. It's probably no wonder that they're all dancing.
Right, it's a proper hypnotic beat here on some full-on pagan stuff. And don't you worry about me, my friends. My mind is like a fortress.
In some ways, we felt that we were intruders on some private, ancient and mysterious ritual. But this haunting spectacle was what everybody here had been waiting for.
Right, well, as the Wicker Man burns behind me, well, let's say that was quite a strange experience. Like, there's people in animal mass and there's a burning Wicker Man. It's the Wicker Man, isn't it? But obviously, I think they probably got the idea from this. What I wasn't expecting was it's a strangely moving experience when everybody was chanting. You probably still hear them chanting in the background as well. And you can really hear the roar of the fire as well coming from the burning figure, which is meant to represent the death of winter. It's actually a very full-on experience. It was beautiful to do it with everybody here as well, because everybody's dancing, and you think, well, it could have been doing this for, I don't know, how many hundreds of years.
I've long since believed that it's a universal law, that whenever you've had a valuable experience, you then have to pay for it. And pay for it, we did. With Remus having dropped us off at Užgavėnės, we were then stranded again, with no means of getting back to Vilnius. So we only had one option. We had to walk 2 hours to the next train station, with only the horizon to guide us. And with the temperatures dropping, and our mobile phone signal gone, and even the camera stopping working because of the cold, we had to put our heels down and just walk it. Now, to make matters worse, we were aware that in this rural part of Lithuania, there was even a few wolves and perhaps a few bears around. And with no shops and no residential areas, we just had to keep going right through the desert of snow.
You know it's cold. It's like minus 20, is it?
Cold.
It's cold. And hopefully this thing is opened. I don't know if it is.
So this is inside the train station. There's no lights. It's just me and Richard. Everyone who was here before has got on that train, and now we're the only ones here again. And so, yeah, at least it's warm in here. And that's
Because outside it's minus 11.
Yeah.
Well, we did make it back to Vilnius, and when we finally thawed out, we were able to reflect on what was an incredible and intense day. We seemed to be able to experience the pagan and the Christian, and the mix of the two all at the same time. In the times later, when we look back on it, we felt that we couldn't get the images and the sounds out of our head. In fact, even now, I still hear them chanting at the Užgavėnės. Thank you for coming with us on this journey to Lithuania. And if you like this video, there's plenty more on our channel, including further adventures in Lithuania, where I try some of the strangest foods I've ever eaten. So subscribe to the channel, please smash that like button, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio from the Odd Boys, and God bless.